Before we jump into this Chiefs mailbag where we will take all of your questions, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We provide the latest Chiefs news, rumors, analysis, game content, pregame, postgame shows, live watch parties. We cover it all here on the Chiefs Report. Mailbag videos like this one coming up, so go ahead and subscribe, and we'll jump on into this mailbag. I am Harrison Graham, and you are watching the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. Mailbag time, so load up your questions here on the Chiefs Report. From Lake G, would you trade for Jalen Ramsey? And if so, what would the trade offer look like? You know, he played better down the stretch this year, but this was definitely not the best year of his career. I don't think you'd have to give up a first for him. I think you could get him for a second. Obviously, he has a decent amount left on his contract, but very curious to see what happens with him and that Rams football team as a whole. Obviously, McVay's coming back, but do they keep the gang together? Does a guy like Ramsey get traded or cut? We'll see. From Luke Ross, they should sign Lamar for Mahomes' backup. That's pretty funny, Luke. Sign Lamar Jackson to back up Mahomes. Well, number one, Baltimore's not letting him become a free agent. They're going to franchise tag him. They might trade him on the tag, but they are not going to let him walk. Sure, I mean, if he wants to come make $5 million a year as Mahomes' backup, let's do it. But I think you and I both know that's not going to happen. Some team's going to pay him $40-45 million a year. Buppa BB, thoughts on a potential Hopkins trade? Certainly talked about DeAndre Hopkins a lot last week here on the show. Rumors have been flying. I do expect him to get traded from Arizona. Do I think Brett Veach could have interest? I do think he could. I do think he'd have a price limit, though, not only for a potential trade, but also for how much he'd pay him on a potential new deal, because this is a GM that wasn't going to pay Tyreek Hill $30 million. He capped out at $25 million. I don't think he'd give Hopkins more than $25 million, so we'll see. I'd be open to it, but just know that Brett Veach, he's not going to overpay at that position at this point. From Milky, would you be nervous if Sean Payton went to the Broncos or Chargers? I don't know if nervous is the right word, but you definitely would have to factor in that. Now, the latest reports as we film this Monday are that the Chargers are leaning toward keeping Brandon Staley, so keep Brandon, and let's go, Brandon. Keep him in L.A. I would much rather face Brandon Staley than Sean Payton, but, if he ends up in Denver or L.A., that's obviously a team that you got to factor for more, because Sean Payton's got a lot of winning under his belt, and he has a Super Bowl as well. Now, where will Sean Payton coach in 2023? Predict it for us in the comments. I keep having this weird feeling that Arizona is where he's going to end up. I don't know why I think that. I think it's because they don't have a GM yet, and they might give him personnel duties. I don't know, but curious to see what you guys think, because it's going to be an interesting offseason for Sean Payton. Dale Webb Jr., if Matt Nagy and Eric Bieniemy leave, who do they sign as an OC? It's a good question. I wish they could get Mike Kafka back, but he might be a head coach soon. He's doing a great job with the Giants. If they both were to leave, you know who I really like? I don't know if systematically it works. I like Georgia offensive coordinator Todd Monken. He's called plays in the NFL before. He's getting some interest there again. He's someone I would be interested in. I'd love Cliff Kingsbury, coach Patrick Mahomes in college, but he's in Thailand hanging out. So I don't know what would happen if both would leave, which is why I don't think both will leave. Like, if one leaves, the other one's the OC. Vice versa. Like, if Bieniemy leaves for a head coaching job or to be the Titans OC or whatever, Nagy just gets promoted. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I don't know. I'd have to think of some names, because it's possible that the Chiefs need a new OC. Today's Chiefs Report is sponsored by Geology. Geology is a 16-time award-winning skin, hair, and body care company recognized in Men's Health, GQ, and Esquire. Geology creates simple and effective skincare and hair care routines customized just for you with ingredients that are proven to work. Right now, for a limited time, they are hooking you up with an absolutely insane offer. Use my code ChatSports70 at chatsports.com/geology, or use the QR code on screen, and they will give you an exclusive 70% off their award-winning skincare trial set. Skincare shouldn't feel like a gamble, and Geology is the best in the skincare game. Geology puts an end to darker, puffy under eyes, helps you fight acne, reduce oiliness, prevent wrinkles, and it'll give you a smoother and hydrated skin. I've been using Geology's face wash in the mornings, their dark plus puffy under eye cream, and then their retinol night cream before going to bed, and my skin is looking and feeling great. And in the shower, Geology body washes smell great, are free of harsh ingredients, and are refillable. So go to chatsports.com/geology or scan the QR code on screen and use my code chatsports70. Link is in the description and comments of today's video. On top of 70% off, you'll receive an exclusive bonus offer on one of their brand new skin, hair, and body products of your choice when you add it to your trial. This is one of the best offers you will see. Get it before it's gone. It's chatsports.com/geology, promo code chatsports70. Let's go to Wally here. If we fall short in the AFC again, should we trade for DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf, or a superstar on defense like Jalen Ramsey? The juicy questions today. You love to see it. I mean, it depends how you lose, right? Like, if you score 34 points, I don't think the offense is the problem. Obviously, we've talked about it. Juju's a free agent. McCole Hardman's a free agent, so it's possible you need a receiver. But, you know, if your corners really struggle, maybe getting a vet corner like a Jalen Ramsey could help. Maybe getting another pass rusher is needed. So let's see what happens first, Wally, and then we'll explore what this team could possibly need. From Tristan Judd, Derrick Henry to the Chiefs' his contract is up. Listen, this mailbag is loaded. But Derrick Henry would be fun as hell here, especially, like, the only problem is if you sign Derrick Henry, Pacheco takes a back seat, which, hey, if you can get Derrick Henry, I'm down. But a Derrick Henry-McKinnon 1-2 combo where McKinnon's your ball carrier, or Henry's your ball carrier and McKinnon's your receiving back, that'd be fun. I don't think the Chiefs will be the team that signs him. I think he'll either re-sign in Tennessee or another team that just needs a spark on offense will sign him. But could you imagine? I mean, you add Derrick Henry to this offense, watch out. Chiefs skills with Buffalo and Cincinnati struggling yesterday in their respective games on Sunday, he means. Is that a positive take for the Chiefs going forward? You know, I think Buffalo is more of a team trending in a direction that isn't great for them than Cincinnati. Listen, Cincinnati had to play their hated rivals, Baltimore, 2 weeks in a row. Those games are physical, AFC North. I don't put as much stock in that one as I do Buffalo. Buffalo was going up, and I get Cincinnati went up against a backup quarterback as well, but Tyler Huntley's played a lot the last couple of years. Buffalo was going up against Skylar Thompson, a rookie 7th-round pick. You're playing Miami at home. Their whole offensive line is pretty much hurt. And Josh Allen's throwing picks left and right. He fumbled. I think Buffalo the last few weeks, and I know they've had a lot going on, but even before the DeMar Hamlin situation, yes, they were winning, but they were kind of like not completely clicking. Like, I don't know. Buffalo hasn't been playing perfect. I'll just put it that way. So I don't put too much stock in how you win in the playoffs. All you got to do is win. Just win, baby, to steal a line from Raider Nation. Yeah, I don't know how much that carries over Chiefs skills. I'm curious to see how that game plays out in Orchard Park this weekend. Now, what is your favorite Chiefs jersey that you own? And if you don't own a Chiefs jersey, which one would you want to own? I'm sure a lot of you guys would say Patrick Mahomes, but maybe you want to throw it back. Jamal Charles, Priest Holmes, Derek Thomas, Derek Johnson, Larry Johnson, Trent Green. Anyone else? Let me know. What's your favorite jersey that you own for the Kansas City Chiefs, or what jersey would you want to get if you could get one? From Angelo Gurley, the Chiefs are going to be explosive until the end of the postseason because I check high rating from the video game Madden 2023 with the 91 potential. Hey, listen, if it says it on Madden, it must be true. It's got to be true. From Corrupt C3, should we focus on the defense a lot this I think you mean this offseason. Probably, but the offense is still going to have some questions. Like right tackle, you know, is it Lucas Niang next year? Andrew Wiley for another year? Darren Kennard was inactive most of the season. I don't think he's the answer. You could potentially need a receiver with Juju and Hardman as free agents. So, yeah, I would say the defense will be more of a focus, but the offense will still have a piece or two that it needs. From J.A., why can't we beat Cincinnati? I mean, they can, but the reason they haven't is I just don't think they've played as sharp in those games. Like the first game last year in the regular season, defense just got torched. That's when Jamar Chase went for, 230 or whatever. Travarius Ward got cooked in that game. So that was a problem. Playoff game last year, just choked. I mean, let's just call it what it is. You're up 21-3. Cincinnati scores late in the first half, and you are about to score late in the half. You had a 3 in your back pocket, and Mahomes throws the ball in bounds to Tyreek Hill, who gets tackled. You don't get any points. You're up 21-10, and I don't think they handled that well at halftime, and they lost that game in overtime. They choked. And then the game this year, back and forth game. Was it in? I think it was in Cincinnati. You fell just short. So the answer is they can't beat them, but why haven't they? I think they have. I think the Bengals have won the big moments more often. Third downs, turnovers, little things. The small details win the big games. Joel Bennett, draft Marvin Mims, and safety Jordan Battle. So Mims out of Oklahoma, Battle out of Alabama. Sure, I mean, I would be interested in both of those players. Neither is a first-round pick, maybe more like a third, fourth, but yeah, I like both those guys. Oliver Heenan, will Mahomes win MVP? How confident are you? Scale of 1 to 10. 9.4, because I think the voting's already done, and he got 49 of 50 AP All-Pro votes, and most of those voters vote for MVP as well. So 9.4 might be putting it low. It's probably more like 9.8. I'd be shocked if he didn't get the most votes to win MVP. I expect him to get it. From Ryan, how about drafting Isaiah Faskey from Notre Dame? Need to look into him more. What's that? 23 tackles, 11 sacks, so an edge rusher. Yeah, I mean, listen, you can you need more pass rush helps. Although this pass rush has gotten better. What's his size, Trace? 6'5", 265, so that's a big 4'3" edge guy that Spags likes. If Spags is back, he would fit the bill for that. So, yeah, sure. I think that defensive line is got a lot of questions. Do you get Chris Jones an extension? He's under contract for, I think, one more year, but he's eligible for an extension. Do you restructure and keep Frank Clark? Do you cut him? How big of a role does Karlaftis have next year? Do you bring back Carlos Dunlap, who's been a solid rotation guy? You got Mike Dana for another year. But, yeah, I think drafting another edge rusher could make a lot of sense to pair with Karlaftis. Be sure you guys follow me on social media. We couldn't get to every question, but got to as many as we can. It's at HGramNFL on Twitter and Instagram. If you have any more questions, hit me up over there at HGramNFL on Twitter and on Instagram if you want more of your Chiefs questions answered.